Hello, accounting world, accounting, tax preparation, tax preparers, people that are having their taxes done, small businesses, individuals, anyone that is using a tax preparer. And this is a series that I decided to start a couple of weeks ago because, to be honest with you, I'm really, what's the word? I don't want to use strong language, but I'm not happy with the accounting profession. I think that the accounting profession has taken a big step back. They're not serving their clients. They're taking shortcuts. They're not doing accounting. They're not doing accounting. So first, let me introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Joe DiChiara. I'm a CPA, certified in New York State in 1987. I've been doing accounting and tax preparation for over 40 years. Okay, and I still do accounting the same way I learned 40 years ago. Okay, the tools have changed. The tools have changed, but a balance sheet is still a balance sheet. A P&L is still a P&L. And the way we get there is pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It's not, if you're an accountant, what we do is we compile transactions. Usually it's the bookkeeper. They compile transactions. They enter them into an accounting system. And the software is not an accounting system. The software is a tool. People forget that. The accounting system is the procedures. Hi, Luz. Thank you. You're all over the place tonight. You were in my class, and I would think that you're stalking me, but that's okay. Uh, so an accounting system is the procedures that allow for the capture of those transactions and enter them into the accounting software. When I started, there was no software. We lose. Now you're here twice. Oh, okay. You put the happy face on. Uh, we actually used a pencil and paper. We actually created a cash disbursements journal and a cash receipts journal. Sometimes uh, the system was more sophisticated, and the client might have a sales journal and a purchase journal, and those were posted into a general ledger. So there was always a trail. There was always a trail, and there was always a document to back up the transaction. Okay, that was an accounting system. Now, a bookkeeper could do all of that work, but then, and the bookkeeper would usually also do a bank rec. Now, if they weren't big enough to have a bookkeeper, I was a junior accountant. Okay, 40 years ago, I had a senior accountant teaching me, and I was doing the grunt work. I was doing the disbursements journal, the cash receipts journal. I was posting to a general ledger. I was doing accounting from the ground up. Now, what the accountant did was they verified the numbers. So I would do the general ledger. Then I would do what they call taking off a trial balance. I would take all the ending balances from each account, the cash account, fixed assets, uh, all the accounts that were in what we call the chart of accounts now. So if you're using software, we start with the chart of accounts. If you're using QuickBooks, Wave apps, Xero, it doesn't matter. See, the theory is still the same. Hi, Myra. How are you? Thank you for joining. But the theory is still the same. It hasn't changed. Now, when clients try to do their own books, they don't do the chart of accounts. They don't know that they have to start there. what they usually do is they start entering checks, they start entering invoices, and they don't know that they're creating the chart of accounts when they do that, because you have to. So you could write a check, you got to tell it what account it's coming from, and then you got to pick an account. You have to pick a category. That becomes your chart of accounts. So what we do as soon as we get a client, that first of all, we don't let clients do their own books. It's a waste of time. The ones that want to do it, we tell them it's a waste of time. If they insist, we tell them they can't be a client then, because the accounting should be done by the accountant. Now, they can have a bookkeeper. Some of them have, and then we work with the bookkeeper. See, when I started, this was and I call it the perfect triangle. We had the client, a bookkeeper, and the accountant. Now, like I said, the smaller clients, I was the bookkeeper. The junior accountant was the bookkeeper. But at the end of the day, we would meet with the client and go through their numbers. That's how it worked. That's how it worked. It's not like that anymore. It's not like that anymore. So I would, what they call, take off a trial balance, and the accountant will go through everything, make sure I did a bank rec, make sure that the fixed asset schedule tied out to the trial balance. Accountants don't do that anymore, and they're hurting their clients. And that's why tonight we're going to talk about why the accounting industry is failing their clients. And there's only a couple of slides, and I just got done explaining this to our students. Hello, Agnes. Thank you for joining. Accountants, in my experience, are some of the worst business people I have ever met in my life. They don't know how to structure their business. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay. I went out and got coaches. I got mentors. I got people that taught me how to structure a business, because they don't teach you that in accounting school. They don't teach you that. They teach you financial accounting. They teach you how to do a tax return. They don't teach you how to structure a business. Now, this is the middle of tax season, and I'm doing Facebook Lives. I just did a class. How is that possible? How is that possible? I have a nice growing practice. We have a lot of clients because I structured Bedrock Business Builders as a business. As a business. So I'll give you an example. One of the last CPA firms I worked at, let's say they had 200 clients. I was in charge of, let's say, 40 of them. 200 clients, there were 200 different charts of accounts. Whatever the client created, that's what we used. It used to drive me crazy. And I used to say, we need to standardize this. Because when they hired me, I had to learn 40 different systems. Each client had a different procedure. It's not like that in Bedrock. We have the same procedure for every client, whether they're big or small. Okay? So this is why, and ironically, unfortunately, when a business owner hires an accountant, who do they go? If a business owner has a business question, who do they go to? They go to their accountant. Big mistake, big mistake. They should have a business coach. I believe every business owner needs somebody that they could, and that's what I have. I have a business coach. I meet with him every other week. Successful entrepreneur. Grew a $250 million hotel empire. Hey, Dak, good to see you again. So this is one of the reasons why they're failing their clients. They're historians. They're always looking back. They're always looking backwards. That doesn't benefit the client unless they're taking that data and going through it with the client. But they're not doing that. Now, I'm not saying all accountants are like that. There are accountants that are doing accounting. They're meeting with their clients. But in today's world, with the technology and the unbelievable shortage of accountants, forget about good accountants. If you're a business owner, try to get an accountant now. We take new clients. I just spoke to a new client this morning. 2 weeks ago, we got 3 new clients. How can we do that? Because we're structured properly. I meet with clients all the time. Okay? What good is a historian? They're just looking backwards. What we do at Bedrock is we look at the numbers and we say, what do these mean? If your sales went down, why? If your expenses went up, why? Okay, so you can't be a historian and help your client. And like I said, they're not proactive. We invite our clients to not only meet with me, but meet with their accounting team. Every client gets an accounting team. Not one accountant. They're going to get an accountant and somebody below them that's doing all the grunt work like I did when I was a junior accountant. They're just not proactive. So what they're doing, most accountants, they're working 70 hours a week during tax season. They have so many clients because there's so many business owners out there. So, and they don't have enough staff, and the staff that they have, they're not training, and they're taking shortcuts. They take shortcuts. They take their clients' messed up books and they just enter it into a tax return. And then they'll charge them $500. I got a new client last year, a pretty good size construction company. The accountant literally must have spent an hour doing their return. What they did was they took their balance sheet and their P&L. They made like 2 or 3 journal entries. And I don't know where they got the information from because it was worthless. They did the return and they charged the guy $3,750. $3,750 for an hour's worth of work. That's criminal. That's criminal. So this might not be as big a deal as people think, but they usually don't use the right software. And what I mean is they might use the right tax software, they might use the right bookkeeping software, but at Bedrock, we probably have 15 different types of software that we use. We use Canva to do graphics. I mean, that's how you run a business. That's how we have a task manager. We have what's a database called Kinton. That's how we manage the workflow. So they're not using the right software. Not only do we have the software, we do training every week. Every week, because I don't care what software you're using, they change it. There's different features. We use Drake software for our taxes, and I don't know all the features. When we got new team members, they started using features that I never knew about. Now, that doesn't mean I wasn't doing the tax returns correctly. I could have just been using the software maybe more efficiently. Again, this makes me laugh. How could you communicate with somebody that you're not even talking to? How could you communicate with them? Right now, the accountants are not picking up their phone for clients that have questions. They're too busy. They're too busy during the most important time of the year. Okay? Uh, they're just bad communicators. Again, they don't really teach you that in CPA school. They don't teach you how important the communication part of accounting is. You need to know how to talk to people. A lot of people are very nervous. They're nervous because they don't understand their tax return. So what we do is we encourage our clients to ask questions and to go through their financial reports. We don't even do a tax return unless the client has approved the year-end balance sheet and P&L. We're always communicating with our clients. They always have access. So how could you communicate if you're not even available? So summarizing, they don't structure their own business properly because they don't know how. They're historians. Okay, a historian does not help a business today or going forward. They're not proactive with their clients. We used to be, accountants used to be, there was no choice. There was no remote working. There was no internet. You had to go to the client. You had to go and you had to talk to them. They don't make use of the right software. Okay, another thing we have is Slack. Slack is a great communication tool. It connects all of us. It connects all of us. And last but not least, they have poor communication skills. This is Bedrock. We have a YouTube channel. All of these live videos will go up to the YouTube channel. We encourage people to subscribe because you can't always make the live recording. But if you subscribe, when we upload a new video, you'll get notified. You'll get notified. If you want current information about the accounting industry, about taxes, about business, because that's what we talk about. You could follow us on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Instagram. Okay, I'm not a big Instagram person, but we do have an Instagram page. We do this Facebook Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this topic. What's wrong with the accounting industry? What they can be doing better. And again, this is all just my opinion. Based on what I see from the new clients that I get and my 40 years of experience. If you anything I've said resonates with you, if you're looking for an accountant, just go to Time with Joe. Go to timewithjoe.com. If you don't agree with me and you want to chat, go to timewithjoe.com. I'm always willing to talk to anybody. If you have a different opinion, let me know. I'm not perfect. I have been wrong once or twice. Okay, so if you want to challenge me on the stuff that I'm talking about, just go to Time with Joe. We are transparent. You can always find me. Thank you. God bless. And I will see you soon, hopefully.